right, we are live.
Yes.
Here it goes.
Yeah. All right, here we are.
Now is your opportunity if you'd like to let people see you. Yeah.
Did somebody just get a phone call?
Getting there. You all have a lifeline ready, right? This is how this works. So if you need to phone a friend.
Yes.
Did I forget to put that in the email?
Yeah. I won't be able to.
Well, that's unfortunate because it is a major part of the game tonight. It's mostly. Did you ever play that game Mall Madness?
No.
No. Nobody.
Wait, is that the one that had the fake telephone?
Yeah, you had to call and you had to make sure they had stuff at the mall.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Of course.
So
Yeah,
I should have explained this pre-show, but this entire game is just Mall Madness. Put on.
Oh, dang it.
Got it.
Is mall spelled with a U, I assume?
Yes, specifically for our Halloween show. Thank you, Al.
Hello, Hot Topic. Do you have any studded belts?
We have all the studded belts.
Oh, perfect. By chance, do you have any glow-in-the-dark posters of aliens?
No, but check Spencer's gifts.
Hi, Spencer's Gifts. Oh no, nobody's
Spencer
answering.
speaking.
Oh.
This is Spencer.
Oh my God, the Spencer?
Uh,
I just need to know if you have any inappropriate pasta.
yeah. God, we just ran out. You're gonna have to call Walmart's XXX division.
No, I'm banned from Walmart. Hunter. Bye, Spencer.
I'm old enough to go today.
Well, I hope everybody is ready to go because it's Tuesday night. You've got your sexy Rudy Giuliani costume ready to go, and the scariest Halloween mask is not wearing one at all. This is Quarantine! Hello, and welcome everyone to a very special, spooky edition of Quarantine, the game show where contestants beware. The trivia questions are coming from inside the house. My name is Chris Iannucci, and I'm here to be your host for the evening, and I'm delighted to see you all here, and I'm delighted to see our contestants here who are joining us in costume for a very spectacular Halloween special. And let's introduce the teams right now. Up first, from South Carolina, specifically Charleston, South Carolina, we have Sandbox. Yeah. And tonight playing on Sandbox, we have Hunter, we have Meredith, and we have Josh, who are all distinctly wearing their favorite breakfast items on their heads. Sandbox, how are you doing this evening?
Doing well.
Oh, yeah, we're so good.
Good. You look good. Everybody's looking good. And how are things going in South Carolina? How is your Halloween season treating you? Are you in the spooky mood? Are you into the spooky season right now?
Oh man.
Yeah, we've got the weather starting to turn. Did some pumpkin carving the other weekend, so we're ready to get this started.
That's true. Meredith and I did watch people carve pumpkins.
We watched. We brought pumpkins and we watched other people carve them.
Well, there's still time left to get your own done, but their opponents tonight, taking them on, also from South Carolina, specifically Columbia, South Carolina. They've joined us once before. They're back again, back from the dead, as one might say tonight. It's the Mothers. And joining us tonight from the Mothers, we have Kat, we have Rob, and we have Mike. And Mothers, thank you again. I know some of your friends were on a couple of months ago, for one of our first shows of the new season, and we loved having you. We've been following you for a little while now. Welcome back. I gotta ask, you're all in a nice vampire theme tonight. What was the inspiration? I see an Indiana Jones vampire.
That would be me, yeah.
Nice. and we have Kat. Looks like you're about to turn, and then Rob you look like you just had a nice blood meal.
Yeah,
So
like a Mary, it's fine. Sorry I didn't wear a costume. I'm the only one, and I feel kind of bad at this point. But
it takes a lot of time to prepare for something like this. So we just appreciate you being here, even if it was on such short notice. So thank you so much for being here. And for those of you who have not seen the show before, I'm not always in my best Jack White cosplay, but thank you so much for coming to join us tonight. We know you're going to have a great time. And for those of you who haven't seen the show, and also for our contestants tonight, I'm going to run through the rules really quick. Now, in front of me, I have some spooktacular trivia categories that were pieced together by myself and our team here at Quarantine. And we are going to give you those questions for a certain amount of points. You'll have about 10 to 15 seconds to answer each question. If you answer the question correctly, you'll get those points. If you can't answer the question correctly, or if you run out of time, that means that the opposing team gets an opportunity to steal for half the amount of points. Now, along the way, we're also going to have some opportunities for some bonus points and a couple of little games that we'll get to when we get to them. And also, throughout the show, we may be asking you, our audience, to jump into the chat and give us some answers and some votes and some suggestions. And we will let you know when those are necessary. But let me introduce the man who's going to be counting those votes, the man who handles all of our tech here, the man who puts the Maximus in this circus, my brother, Al. Al, how are you tonight?
I'm doing epic, Chris.
Clearly epic, as always. Al, I don't know. I'm not sure if there was one thing that we could ask our audience tonight, especially by the end of the show. I'm drawing a blank, and I can't for the life of me think of what that might be.
Are you not entertained?
And there it is. And that's why he's the best in the business, ladies and gentlemen. So once again, thank you to Al for doing all the hard work here.
Thank you, Chris.
Now we're going to get started with our first category for the evening. It's Halloween season. And before we really think about what we're missing this year, I thought we would take an opportunity to talk to our contestants and give them some questions about maybe some nostalgia. Maybe a few things from our past that we remember doing as kids, and maybe bring back some of that Halloween spirit that we might be missing this year in the middle of the pandemic, with a little category that I'm calling Trick or Treat. So these are all questions that have to do with tricks and or treats. So we flipped a coin before we got started tonight. And let's see, the Mothers, you won the coin flip, which means you'll be getting the first question. This is round one, where all of the questions are worth 100 points. Stealing gets you 50. Mothers, you ready to go?
oh yeah.
Let's do it.
Fantastic. So your first question for 100 points. A far cry from the grinning pumpkins of today's trick-or-treaters, the original version of the jack-o'-lantern comes from an old Irish myth and became a custom in the 19th century when grotesque faces were carved into these vegetables.
Mothers, I got this.
Yeah, you got this.
Okay.
Turnips.
I trust it.
Turnips, Chris.
Final answer? Turnips is correct for 100 points. Nicely done. All right, putting you all on the board. This next question goes over to Sandbox for 100 points. While today the iconic slasher film Halloween, released in 1978, is best known for its genre-defining serial killer Michael Myers, what some don't know is that the villain's terrifying visage was actually a trick of latex and paint when the movie's designers painted over an old mask of this character in order to create their slasher. What was the original face behind the mask that became Michael Myers?
I feel like I've heard this bit of trivia before, but I can't remember.
Yeah. Dana Carvey is the first thing that comes to mind.
Was it like another horror movie character, or was it like a Disney character? I feel like that is the thing that like.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Live action Disney wasn't a thing until they ran out of ideas, right? So.
Right.
I'll give you
Okay.
a couple more seconds and then I'll need an answer from you.
We want to say, Marius, do you have any idea?
I have no clue, unfortunately.
All right.
Go with your gut.
Yeah.
All right. Jason, the other scary guy.
Other scary guy is unfortunately not correct. which means, Mothers, you have an opportunity to steal for 50 points. Do you know who the original face of Michael Myers was?
Looks like Mike does. Mike, do you?
I don't know. I could guess Leatherface.
No, I got you, man. I know what it is. You're close.
Okay.
Gatly, do you know?
No, I
It's,
yield to you.
It's William Shatner portraying Captain Kirk turned inside out.
Final answer?
Yes.
That is 100% correct. It was a
Oh
William Shatner mask that the studio had on hand, and they just painted it white and turned it inside out. Nicely done.
Wow.
Another 50 points. All right, this one stays with the Mothers. This one's for 100 points. Candy maker William W. Kolb is credited as the first to make this classic Halloween treat in his store in Newark, New Jersey in 1908. However, the treats were never meant to be eaten, but rather were window decorations until passersby told him that they looked good enough to eat. What is the treat that I'm talking about?
I do in fact know this one.
Lay it on us.
It's candied apples.
Is that your
And
final
about-
answer?
That is my final answer.
Anybody who's ever eaten a candied apple or tried to eat a candy apple knows they are better just left alone. Yes, that is completely correct for 100 points. All right, back over to Sandbox. This one is for you for 100 points. This seasonal Halloween treat, originally released by General Mills in 1971, came with an unexpected trick. The first version of it was made with an indigestible red dye that terrified children and parents alike, as it was found to turn customers' stool bright pink. What was the name of the product?
Guys, we're
Okay,
doing great.
Yeah, no, this rules. Okay, so
Again,
it was
I can't
originally
repeat any
coded
part of that
red.
question that you need to hear again. As long as it's in the question, I can repeat it for you.
It was originally coded red.
It was a Halloween treat released by General Mills in 1971 with an indigestible red dye that turned consumers' stool pink, bright pink.
What do you guys think?
Starburst is the first thing that comes to my mind.
An indigestible red dye, and it's General Mills who like usually does cereal stuff.
Yeah.
Is that helpful? What would you dye red?
Seasonally.
Seasonally dye red.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll give you a few more seconds, and then I am going to need an answer from you.
Candied apples.
Yeah, that's the only thing I can think of that would be red and seasonal, right?
Yeah, it's a trick. We're going candied apples. It's a
Yeah.
double answer.
Final answer is candied apples.
Absolutely hard yes.
I could never be that cruel to my contestants and play for it like that, even on Halloween. Unfortunately, candied apples is not the correct answer, which means Mothers, 50 points. Do you think you can name the product?
All right. So it's either Fruit Brute or Yummy Mummy, and I'm not sure which one it is.
I kind of want to lean towards Mummy because it's seasonal. Mike, how about you?
Well, so is Fruit Brute. Fruit Brute was the werewolf-themed cereal in the Count Chocula line. It was Count Chocula, Fruit Brute, Yummy Mummy, and Boo Berry.
Okay, I do need an answer from you.
Fruit Brute,
Let's go
Yummy Mummy. I love it.
Yummy Mummy, Yummy Mummy, Yummy Mummy.
Yummy Mummy is your
Oh.
final answer?
Fruit Brute might be red.
Rob,
Fruit Brute, Fruit
you're
Brute.
on the right track. It's neither of them. You missed Frankenberry.
Oh
And
my god.
Frankenberry stool was what they cited it in the Pediatric Journal. Frankenberry stool. So no points awarded for that shitty question. All right. This one stays with Mothers. This is yours for 100 points. While most today do their celebrating on October 31st, historically, the night before Halloween has gone by many names, including Mischief Night and Hell Night. But in some parts of the country, it got a special nickname when a popular prank became stealing this off of somebody else's property.
Shoot. I remember it used to be a holiday where you could harass rich people, but I don't know what you would take.
Yeah, my immediate thought is jack-o'-lanterns or pumpkins.
Hmm. But I mean, was
I
it
don't
even
have time. I don't have a time frame on this, so we don't know if it was like 1900 or later, earlier.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple of more seconds to talk it out, and I will need an answer from you.
Emergency option, maybe mailbox? I don't know.
Sure, I like it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's
I like that.
mailbox.
I'm sorry, what was your final answer?
Our final answer is mailbox.
Mailbox? Unfortunately, mailbox is not the answer I'm looking for, which means Sandbox, you can get 50 points if you can figure out what they used to steal off people's property, so much so that they changed the night from Mischief Night to this.
What do you think? What's something that like most people have at their house?
Door knocker would be too hard to take from a home. I'll just throw that out there.
Sounds like experience.
Bag.
And before Halloween.
Okay, I do need an answer from you or I gotta call time.
Newspapers.
Newspapers, unfortunately, is not the correct answer. In some parts of the country, it's referred to as gate night because they would literally steal the front gate off of your fence.
Whoa.
It would come back later, but it would be gone for Halloween. So no points awarded on that one. But that's the end of our first category, and nice job to everybody. But this is an opportunity for the people in the chat to help our contestants out with a couple of suggestions. So we're gonna need you to get in the chat and throw out a suggestion for us. And here's what I'm looking for. What is something that you would never, ever want to find in your trick-or-treat bag? Think back to when you were trick-or-treating. What was the last thing you wanted to find in the bottom of that pillowcase? So come up with an answer, throw it in the chat. We've got Al and Rebecca monitoring. They're gonna pick a couple of our favorite answers, and we're gonna come back to that in a second with a quick little game for our contestants. But first, we're moving into our next category. Now, we spend a lot of time here inside, especially this year, quarantine, looking for ways to celebrate the season without actually being out and about and being socially distant and all of that. So we spend a lot of our spare time watching movies, maybe listening to podcasts, but we always forget that there was a time when you could read a really good, scary book that might just put you in the Halloween spirit, specifically pulp novels from the 50s. So our next category is going to be a little different. I'm going to ask our contestants if they can tell me whether my titles are pulp or fiction. And here's how this game works. In front of me, I have a series of 12 different book titles. Some of them are real. Some of them are ones that I made up. This is not a team game. I will be asking each contestant individually if the title of the book that I give them is a real one or a fake one. If you answer correctly, you get 100 points for your team. If you answer incorrectly, that's it. So, everybody ready to go?
You bet.
Do it.
All right, awesome. So we're going to start off. Kat, this one is for you. I'm going to give you a title. You're going to tell me whether it's real or fake. Remember, these are all pulp novels from the 50s and 60s. All right, your title is called Lady, That's My Skull.
I'm going to say that is fiction. I'm going to say it's not the pulp novels.
Unfortunately, that is a pulp novel. It was written by Carl Shannon in 1951. Nice try, though, Kat. All right,
I gotta find that now.
We're going over to Hunter. This one is for you. You ready?
Absolutely.
Your novel is called The Devil's Dentist.
Devil's Dentist. I love the alliteration, but Chris, I'm going to go with that is fiction. That is fake. That is not a real pulp novel.
You are absolutely right. That is fake for 100 points. Nicely done. All right, this next one, we're going over to Rob. Rob, this is for you. Your title is called Ape of Death.
I want that to be real more than I've ever wanted anything. So yeah, we're gonna go with pulp.
Oh, man, I really appreciate that, Rob, but I came up with that novel title. So unfortunately, there's no time to write Ape of Death. It's just not right now. All right, over to Meredith. Meredith, this one is for you. Your novel title is called Slime.
I'm gonna go ahead and say pulp. Why not?
That is a real title. It was written by Joseph Brennan in 1953. Well done. That's another 100 points for Sandbox. All right, over to Mike. Mike, this one is for you. Your title is called I Married a Dead Man.
I'm pretty sure I've read that. I think that's pulp.
That is pulp, written by Cornell Woolrich in 1948. 100 points. There you go. All right. This next one goes over to Josh. Josh, you ready?
Let's go for it.
Your title is called It Throbs.
Oh, man. Oh, erotic pulp. Yeah, let's go pulp.
Unfortunately, I made that one up, so no points awarded on that one. All right, we're going back over to the top of the order. Kat, this one is for you for 100. Tell me if it's real or not. The Necromancer's Harpsichord.
God, I've been hurt before, but I want it to be real pulp.
So sorry to
Please.
break your heart.
No!
That one up.
Why do you do this?
I gotta fool somebody, right? It's part of the game. All right, this next one over to Hunter. Yours is called "Oh No, Trees."
Oh man. Okay. Oh no, this is hard. Oh no, trees. I think that is absolutely real. That was a pulp book. That is true.
Hunter, I am sorry, but I made that one up too. So no points awarded on that one. But man, wouldn't you just want to read that?
Absolutely.
All right. Next one over to Rob. Rob, this one is for you. Your title is called Night of the Crabs.
That's real. That's pulp. I'm calling it.
That is real. Written by Guy N. Smith in 1976. 100 points for the Mothers on the board. Nicely done. All right, over to Meredith. Meredith, this one's for you. It's called The Leaking Corpse.
You know, I'm going to go with pulp. There's an adjective and a noun in there, and it starts with the. It just sounds.
You're right. All the pieces are there, Meredith, but unfortunately, I put them there. So no points awarded for The Leaking Corpse. All right. Going over to Mike. Mike, this one is for you. You ready?
Ready.
It's called The Devil Finds Work.
Ooh. That's good news in a pandemic, and I think that's pulp.
It is pulp, written in 1969 by Michael Delving. So 100 points, again, for the Mothers. And then last one, this one for you, Josh. You ready?
We're bringing it home strong.
It is called A Succubus for Stephen.
Well, that has letters that form words, which are part of the title. I'm gonna go with. We're going pulp again.
No, I made that one up, Josh. Sorry, so no points on that one. But that is the end of that game, and a great job to everybody who played. Some of those, if they haven't been written yet, anybody who's out there, feel free to just flip me a couple of bucks and I'll give you the rights. But other than that, we're going to move on. There's one last opportunity here. Looking at the scores, I can see that we have Sandbox with 200 points. And then in the lead, I have the Mothers with 550 points. But we're going to give everybody here an opportunity to get just a little bit more out of the audience. And we asked them for a prompt. And Al, what was the suggestion that we got from our audience for something you would never want to find in the bottom of your trick-or-treat bag?
We were looking for top two, right?
Yes.
All right, we came up with.
So just give me the first one right now.
Okay, so you're gonna get a Band-Aid.
A Band-Aid. Okay. So here's the deal. Sandbox, you're going to go first on this one. For 300 points, our audience needs to pay attention because they're going to vote on which answer they like the best. I need one person on Sandbox to volunteer right now. Basically, what you're going to do is you just found a Band-Aid in the bottom of your trick-or-treat bag, but your friend has something you really, really want. Who's our volunteer for this game right now out of Sandbox?
I'm volunteering Hunter.
Volunteer.
Okay.
Hunter, you're
Okay.
up. All right. So Hunter, what's your
All right.
favorite? What was your favorite candy to get in your trick-or-treat bag as a kid?
I was a Sour Patch Kid. I love Sour Patch Kids.
Awesome. So you just finished up your trick-or-treating, and I got some Sour Patch Kids. I got plenty of Sour Patch Kids, and you just found a Band-Aid. Now here's what I need you to do. You need to pitch to me why I desperately want to trade my Sour Patch Kids for that Band-Aid. Hunter, sell me that Band-Aid for your trick-or-treat trade.
Absolutely, Chris. Well, as you already mentioned, you have a ton of Sour Patch Kids over there, so you have some to spare. I'd just like to remind you of that. Now, I'd like to tell you a little bit about this Band-Aid and what you're probably thinking right now. Halloween, scary, dangerous. Listen, we're going to be running around to a lot of houses. We're going to get as much candy as possible, really maximize our candy count. And you know what? Even though we feel invincible because we're 9 years old, the fact is that we can still get hurt. We might trip. We might get a boo-boo. And when you get a boo-boo, you got to have a Band-Aid. Here's the thing about this Band-Aid, Chris. Not only will it cover that boo-boo, but it is an adhesive that can be stuck anywhere. So if you want to pull a little prank on one of our friends, stick it on their back or, on their face while they're sleeping, it's also a great trick and a treat.
Huh. Well, that was your best. That was a killer Wolf of Wall Street moment right there. But there's still one other piece of something that I might potentially want to trade for. Al, what was our second suggestion?
The second suggestion was a toe sock. Or
toe
toe socks, if you will.
Toe socks. Mothers, I'm sitting on some Sour Patch Kids here. I need somebody to convince me why I would rather have toe socks than Sour Patch Kids. Who's gonna be our volunteer?
I can go for it.
Feel free.
No? Okay, cool. So I have to tell you, it's going to be a chilly night tonight. Climate change is really doing a number on us, and this is going to be a chilly Halloween. And so if you want to get toasty, you know what really helps? Socks. And you know what's extra toasty? It's socks between your toes. I know you got a lot of Sour Patch Kids there. Sour Patch Kids ain't going to keep you warm. You know what will?
Man, those are two very convincing arguments, and unfortunately, I am just not going to be able to make up my own mind, which means we're going to leave it up to our audience. Who gave the most convincing argument? Was it Sandbox or was it the Mothers? Get in the chat, tell us which one you voted for. Whichever team wins the most votes, they're going to get an extra 300 points tacked onto their score. So we're going to monitor the chat, we're going to count those votes, and we're going to pay attention while we take a quick ad break. But before we do, as we like to do every week, here's a little trivia for you folks who are watching at home. Now, look closely at these two pictures that are up on your screen right now. Can you spot the difference between the two zombies? We'll give you 1 second to look, and we'll have the answer when we come right back after a word from our sponsor.
Okay, let's see what we got. Total mama's boy. In your dreams. Too much of a baby face. Oh, he's cute. Oh, he's a Republican. Hello. You have really kind eyes. We should hang out. Do you live nearby? What do you mean?
Slasher. The only thing scarier is dying alone.
And we're back, and let's take a look at those two photos. Could you spot the difference? Well, if you guessed that the zombie on the right sent in his early voting ballot, then you are completely correct. Well done, folks at home. All right, back to the game and back to round two. Now, Al, did we get any consensus on who won that last voting challenge?
Yep, the Mothers actually won that.
The Mothers took it, which is great. So that's an extra 300 points for the Mothers, which brings their total score up to 850. But we're entering round two, where all of our questions are worth 200 points. Stealing gets you 100. There is still plenty of game to make up here as we move into our next category. Now, we have been spending a lot of time in the last couple of months while we've been trapped in the middle of this pandemic, dealing with, making sure that we're staying socially distant, paying attention to our friends, our neighbors, our family members. Some of us have been going a little bit paranoid, wondering whether or not somebody may or may not have COVID and could potentially be an infection risk. It's almost like we're in the middle of our own modern day witch hunt when it comes to how we are handling portions of this pandemic. So I thought that we would take the next category to look at some of the more historical aspects of the history of witchcraft in a category that I'm calling Witch Please. So these are all questions that have to do with witchcraft. So this first question, we're starting off with Sandbox, yours for 200 points. According to folklore, the witching hour is a time associated with supernatural events when witches, demons, and ghosts are thought to be at their most powerful. But what time is it? What is the witching hour?
Gotta be, isn't it like sometime between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m.? I know that's not an exact answer, but.
No, I was thinking 2 a.m. For no real reason. So
2 a.m. is between 1 a.m. and 3 a.m. So I think 2 a.m.
Final answer?
That's our final. Yeah, that's our final answer.
Unfortunately, 2 a.m. is not the right hour for the witching hour, which means Mothers for 100 points. Do you know the right hour?
I think. Rob, do you have something?
I want to hear what you say first to confirm.
All right. Well, I believe it's actually 3 a.m. I've done a lot of those AR game sort of research bits. Say a name 3 times at 3 a.m.
3 to 4 sounds good.
Your final answer?
Mike?
Does your final answer 3 a.m.?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. That is absolutely correct. 3 a.m. is right for 100 points. Well done. All right. Next question stays with the Mothers. This one is for 200. While most people recognize October 31st as Halloween, the holiday actually gets its roots from this ancient Celtic festival, also celebrated on the same day. These days, it is considered an important Wiccan holiday. What is the name of the festival?
Swain.
Yeah, it's like spelled Samhain, but it's Samhain.
Yep.
Final answer?
Yes.
Samhain is correct for 200 points. All right, back over to Sandbox. This is yours for 200. According to superstition, if a suspected witch is heavier or lighter than a stack of these, then they are clearly guilty of evil doing. What would they measure against a supposed witch?
A stack.
Of like stones, maybe? Can't be bugs. Seems too easy, right?
Guys, we have to get this because there are Halloween geniuses on the other side.
Yeah,
Exactly.
the 3 witches from Hocus Pocus are on the other team.
Is it a stack? A stack of Meredith? What'd you say?
I said stones. I don't know why, but maybe.
Yeah. Sticking with breakfast. Stack of pancakes.
Final answer is pancakes.
No, we'll go stack of stones. Stack of stones.
Stack of stones is unfortunately not the correct answer, which means Mothers, you can get 100 points if you can tell me what they used to use to weigh against a supposed witch.
It's got to be bricks or boards, right?
Something you
Yeah.
can stack. So
Yeah, would it be boards? Oh wait, Mike, what'd you say?
I don't know. Bricks would make sense, but I guess boards would be a good one too.
I will need an answer from you.
Boards? Sounds good.
Boards. Yeah.
Stack of
Final
boards?
answer. Yep.
Fortunately, it's not that either. You can stack books, specifically
Oh.
Bible. Stack
Oh,
of Bible.
Bibles.
Everybody always forgets the Bible. But anyways, but I digress. All right, Mothers, this one stays with you for 200 points. During the Salem witch trials, this man refused to plead guilty or not guilty for charges of witchcraft, which led to his being pressed to death by large stones, making him the only person to be flattened to death by court order.
Giles Corey. It's Giles Corey, right? Yeah, the Crucible. Yes.
Whatever, Rob, it's your game. It's your game,
I
Rob.
didn't know the question ended.
Just
Final answer?
Yeah.
Stones
Yeah.
making a comeback. Yes, Giles Corey is the correct answer for 200 points. All right, nice. Last question of the category. This one goes back over to Sandbox for 200 points. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right.
Or
In 1486, 2 Dominican priests, Johann Sprenger and Heinrich Kramer, wrote this book, which included detailed accounts of how to spot, investigate, and punish witches.
The Bible. 1486. 2 Dominican
1486.
priests. How to spot and destroy witches.
Yeah, oh man.
the
I got
burnt book.
The Burn Book. I
Yeah.
loved it. Revitalized by Mean Girls. As
Precisely.
revitalized by Mean Girls.
Burn book is your final answer?
Absolutely.
A way catchier title for it, but unfortunately, it is not the correct answer. Mothers, how do I got a feeling you might know this one?
Mike Catley.
Rob, please.
Yeah, I would
Help.
think either the Witchfinder Manual or Libra Maleficatum or
You're gonna need
Witch-
one.
Witchfinder Manual is all I can think. Sorry, Chris.
Oh,
Sure.
what was that last?
Witchfinder Manual. Sound good?
Yeah, let's go Witchfinder.
Sounds
Final
good.
answer, Witchfinder Manual.
Yep.
Unfortunately, no, that is not the correct answer. It's called the in Latin the Malleus Maleficarum, but I also would have accepted the English version called the Hammer of Witches. Which, all right, so no points awarded on that one. For some reason, Rob, I had a feeling you were going to pull that one out of your back pocket, but unfortunately not.
Vampires,
all right.
not witches.
Yeah.
Well, that
I'm
is
not sure I trust
almost-
you, Chris. I trust Rob.
That is almost the end of our witch category, but we still have one more game left to play, and this one is going to involve a little creativity and a little motion from all of our teammates here. So we're going to do ourselves a little bit of a scavenger hunt, but it's not going to be any usual scavenger hunt, because right now we're about to do a witch hunt. And here's what I need from all of our contestants. I'm going to put 60 seconds on our clock, and when I say go, all 6 contestants are going to get up and leave their computers and head into whatever their apartment or house holds for them. And I need you to use your creativity, because I need you to come back with 3 items. Now, those 3 items can be any 3 items that you want to bring back to me. But the point is, when you come back, you're going to show us the 3 items that you've selected, and you're going to show us what you would do to make a spell out of those 3 items. So you're coming up with your own concoction for your own personal witch's brew. Be as creative as you want. They can be animate, inanimate, edible, inedible. Come back with 3 different items, show us what they are, and tell us what spell you would make out of them. And our audience is going to vote on which team had the best items. So, make sense? All right, cool. So we're going to put 60 seconds on the clock. Al, you got 60 seconds up?
It's ready.
All right. And witches, fly away.
Go.
I feel like I've been getting chills these last like 20 minutes.
Are they multiplying?
No, Al. I hate Grease. But the movie, not the country. I would make that very clear. But I've been getting like this like sensation behind me, like these like chills that I feel like there's just something weird. I don't know if it's because I turned the lights on.
Are any of your windows open? It could just be a coincidence.
I don't know. I mean,
30 seconds, Chris, on the clock, just so you know.
30 seconds. Thank you very much, Al. I don't know. I hope I'm not getting sick, but it's just.
It could. There is a pandemic, Chris. You could be coming down with something.
I know. I guess I got to be careful. How are we doing on time, Al?
We got 15 seconds left on the clock.
15 more seconds. Let's see what our prospective witches can come up with for their
10.
spell casting.
And we're coming down on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and that's time.
All right, and everybody made it back in under the wire. I think that might be a quarantine first. So let's get this witch's brew going. Who do we got first? Let's see. Sandbox. Hunter, you want to show us what you came back with?
Absolutely, Chris. All right, so we're going to start with our 3 ingredients. So up first is eucalyptus oil, kind of like a nice base for any witch's brew.
Okay.
And in this particular case, to really soothe the person that I'm going to be spiting with this, because this is a spite spell, as I would call it. So
All right.
eucalyptus oil. It's going to kind of lull them into a false sense of security, relax them. Then we have some 2% milk here, okay? Very important.
Okay.
And lastly, some toilet paper. Now, Chris, this is kind of some advanced witchcraft, but when you combine these 3 items, you actually get a spiting spell over the witch's brew that will give any and all of your enemies lactose intolerance for the rest of their life.
I love it. That is so direct and so mean. All right, let's see what one of your counterparts on the Mothers has. Kat, what'd you bring back for us?
Oh, okay. Well, I have the lunar cycles on a coaster, so the moon.
Okay.
I have some corn, and I have some mealworms. So I'm thinking, so corn, mealworms, and the moon. I will summon animals soon. I just want to bring a bunch of animals to the yard and make them my friends.
Well, that's delightful. Well, I feel like between the mealworms and the corn, you've got that down. All right, so moving back over to Meredith. Oh, wait, I'm sorry. Was there more, Kat? Oh, I think she just froze a little bit. That's okay. All right,
no, I'm back.
All right, Angie. It worked. The spell worked. All right, Meredith, what do you got for us?
Okay, so I've got 3 items here. The first one is an eye mirror. As we all know, the eyes can be a window to the soul. So this can, really create a portal to another place. I'll start off with that. This right here is a disco ball, often known as something being very lively, as well as a plant, which brings life. All of these things seem like very exciting things that bring energy into a room when really combined, they suck energy out of your life through the portal in the mirror.
Oh.
So, these may seem like generous gifts to a person when in reality, they do the opposite.
So you were just sapping life energy with your spell.
Precisely.
All right, excellent work, Meredith. All right, moving over to, let's see, Rob. Rob, what do you got for us?
So basically I've done an adaptation of an old Sumerian Himden and Kasa that's a very, very powerful sleeping drop. So we've got Benedictine, gives kind of a nice herbal anise flavor. We have Grand Marnier, citrus liqueur, and we have Courvoisier, cognac. So the 3 of these mixed together in a 3-2-1 ratio, a couple of those, and immediate sleep.
All right, sleep potion. Very nicely done, Rob, and well proportioned as well, if I should say. All right, moving over to Mike. Mike, what do you got for us?
Well, Chris, I've got some sardines.
Okay.
I have some culinary black ants. And I also have some culinary scorpions. Scorpions indeed. So what you do is you take these and you kind of mash them up all together. Mash them up all together in this little mass and just kind of rub it on your face.
Okay.
And let it drip down into your mouth. It's supposed to be a beauty potion, but really it just gives you a nice personality.
I think I saw Gwyneth Paltrow sell something like that on Goop. That sounds pretty familiar. All right, nicely done, Mike. And then last but certainly not least, we have Josh. Josh, what did you get for us?
Sure. So I've got a boar's hair beard brush that comes pre-oiled. I have a full-size 10-pound mace.
Okay.
And a package of Old El Paso taco seasoning mix, low sodium. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to melt these things down and let the steam enter through your ears to form a weaponized concoction that forces you into an endless loop of the Joe Rogan experience.
That sounds like a literal hell. So yes, all right, well played. Okay, so everybody who's been watching in the chat, now's your opportunity. You don't have to pick any one particular person, but find the best spell or combination of spells for each team. Vote for the team that you thought did the best witchcraft just now. So get in the chat, throw out the team name that you want to see win, and we will tally up those votes. But first, we're going to take a quick break from yet another one of our sponsors.
Chris Iannucci claims to be a loving family man. So why does he keep his brother Al chained up in a basement? And still no lie detector test? I mean, come on. This November, vote Tommy Spears for host of Quarantine. At least all of his crimes are a matter of public record.
Just to get this out of the way, it's arson and tax fraud. But I had a license for one of those.
Vote Tommy Spears game show host this November. Paid for by the Committee to Save Al Iannucci.
And we are back. And can I just say, for the record, I don't keep Al chained up in a basement, okay? He's...
Don't believe him! Don't believe him!
Al, we talked about this. You're not allowed to talk unless I prompt you first. That's yet another one of our delightful smear campaign attack ads from the wonderful Tommy Spears. We'll explain a little bit more about that at the end of the show. But for right now, let's get back to round 3, where the questions are worth 300 points and stealing gets you 150. I feel like, I don't mean to break here. I feel like I can't shake this feeling that there is something else in the room with me. And I don't know if it's the season or if it's the mood in here, but I feel like I can't. There's a
Chris, there's something. I think there's something behind you.
cat didn't used to be able. Oh, okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I don't want to alarm anybody, but it appears that there's an entity that has appeared behind me.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey. Yeah, hey. How's it going?
Hi. I'm sorry.
You doing your thing?
Yeah, I'm doing my thing. Who are you?
Oh, I live here. I mean, well, like, in the loosest sense.
Okay. Is there something I can help you with?
Oh, no. I mean, it's just, this is kind of my day, it's my day because, historically the Tuesday before Halloween is the day when the veil is thinnest and, ghosts can roam around and do their thing. And so here I am, just trying to get out there, get seen a little bit,
Do you have, I didn't know about the veil thing. Do you have some sort of unfinished business? Like
Oh, yeah. Are you kidding me? I got tons of unfinished business ideas. Yeah, man.
No, unfinished business, not business ideas.
No. Yeah, I know what you mean. I got tons of unfinished business ideas. The problem is I can never come up with a good name for stuff, Like get a load of this idea, right? Like if you're say you're writing to your grandma, right? And you're like, oh God, I can't remember, how does a letter look? And all of a sudden, boom, this little guy pops up on the side of the screen and he's like, hey, it looks like you're writing to your grandma. You want some help? And he's like your friend, and he helps you remember how to format a letter. You know what I mean?
I mean, that from what I understand, you're talking about Clippy. You're talking about Microsoft Office.
Yeah, that's a great name.
Yeah, but that's already a thing, though. That's a thing that somebody already invented.
Oh, well, that's all right. I got tons of ideas.
Okay, sorry, contestants, do you mind if maybe we can...
help me come up with some names for my ideas?
Sure,
Yeah.
Sure. By all means, I guess our ghost here has some unfinished business. So what was another idea that you have? What's another...
Yeah, all right. Let's go team by team. Which team am I asking first?
Why don't you ask Mothers?
Hey,
here's one
all right, Mothers. Here's my great product, right? Okay, it's a beverage, and it's clear, and it's like healthier alcohol. It's like Crystal Pepsi. It's lemon lime. It's a beer alternative. It's like really good for ladies and teens.
I think they don't make it anymore either.
Well,
do they?
I don't know. I gotta come up with a name. That's my biggest thing. You guys got any ideas for names?
I personally might call it Zima, but...
Oh my God, that is good. Yes. Chris, write it down.
I think, okay. Fine,
write it down.
fine,
Come
Zena,
on.
I'm writing it down.
Thank you so much. Okay. All right, then Sandbox. I got a hell of a pitch for you. All right. It's TV on the go. It's like you're in your car driving and you're like on your way to work or whatever, and you want just 7 to 10 minutes of programming. It's news to comedy, anything like that. What on earth could I call it? Like really...
I'd call it Quibi.
Oh my God. These guys are geniuses. Write it down. Write down Quibi.
Fine, I'm writing down Quibi. Fine.
Okay, all right. This is great. Guys, I'm gonna be a millionaire. Mothers, I got an idea, all right? You know how you can get movies like streaming on your TV? This is all of those movies, but they're all in one place, like a physical building that you have to go to. And then you get in line and you pay for the movie and you bring it home and you take it back 3 days later. You can also sometimes get video games or whatever.
Blockbuster?
Oh!
Blockbuster idea.
Obvious! Yes!
I think I feel
Write down Blockbuster.
Fine, I'm writing down.
Write it down.
Fine.
All right. Sandbox. Here's another killing idea. It's a portable media player. You can sign up for a music subscription service. It's got an FM radio on it. It's got a separate CD that you have to put in that has software on it. It comes preloaded with content, and it's got device-to-device sharing. And it feels a lot like an iPod, but somehow it isn't.
I would, I might think about calling that a Zune.
Oh! Zune.
I feel like
Zune. I love it. It just rolls off the mouth.
Okay, fine.
Beautiful.
Fine.
Yeah.
I'm writing down Zune.
Thank you.
Um,
All right. I got one last idea, and this one is my best. This is my very best idea. Okay, so, mothers, it's pet supplies. You can buy them online. And, it's going to have a sock puppet do all of its advertising. And here's the thing. We're going to spend millions of dollars on advertising. Even if we don't do millions of dollars of sales, we're just going to do so much advertising with our sock puppet mascot.
That's gotta be,
I
that's gotta be
I don't
pets.com right there.
Yeah, the internet is huge these days. If you go with pets.com, I think you're
Yeah, pets.com. It's so simple. How could it possibly fail? You guys, I'm gonna be a millionaire.
I'm noticing I'm noticing a trend with all of these business ideas you have. One,
Yeah, they're brilliant.
well, one, they've already been done, and two,
What?
they're all dead businesses. They're businesses that have come and passed on. They don't.
What are you talking about?
They're bad ideas. They're the bad business ideas that were fine for a little bit, and then nobody wants them anymore. They're gone.
Oh, I mean, I came up with all of these just before I died in 1983.
I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. They're just.
All right, well, I guess I can move on. It's either dead or just stay around here haunting the place, sort of rattling spare change and watching you masturbate. I guess I better move on.
Maybe don't do that.
Oh.
Maybe do the move on part.
Oh.
Well, thank you to everybody for helping exorcise the ghost from my apartment. So you guys racked up some points on that one, and I'm looking at the score right now, and I have the Sandbox. You have 800 points, and I have the Mothers with a commanding lead at 2,200 points. But there is still some extra bonus points that need to get thrown out here. Al, did we get a tally on who had the best witch spells?
Yes, it was by one vote, and it was the Mothers.
Unfortunately, that's another 300 points for the Mothers, bringing your total up to 2,550. But there's still one round left. Anything can happen. Let's see how this goes. Our last category for the evening, we've been having a lot of fun. We've been goofing around with the ghost that haunts my apartment. And unfortunately, he didn't make it that far in life that he managed to be successful or famous. But sometimes people do. And their spirit still lingers on, and they're still famous enough that people remember and pay attention to them. So I'm going to ask you some questions about some celebrities who have moved on to the other side in a category called Famous Phantoms. Again, these are all worth 300 points. And this first one goes over to Sandbox. Sandbox, yours for 300 points. This model actress took too many sleeping pills on an August night in 1962 while staying at the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood and never woke up. Apparently, her spirit got plenty of beauty sleep, however, as her image has been seen lingering in the full-length mirror that hung in her suite. Who is the celebrity that I'm referring to?
Monroe, guys? No.
Yeah, that's who I think it is.
What was that?
Marilyn Monroe.
But that would be too early, right?
But what was the date?
1962.
Yep, too early.
Okay, I'm gonna go out here and I'm gonna say Ava Gardner.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, go with it.
Let's go with it.
Unfortunately, Ava Gardner is not the correct celebrity, which means, Mothers, you have an opportunity for 150 points. Can you name that celebrity?
So they overdosed at a hotel?
At the Roosevelt Hotel in Hollywood on an August night in 1962. Today, her ghost is reportedly still haunting the full-length mirror that she kept in her suite.
When did Judy Garland die? Do we know, Catley? Mike?
I don't know.
I will need an answer from you in a second.
I would go Marilyn Monroe or
Yeah.
Gardner. I don't much mind either.
I like
I like Marilyn Monroe.
Final answer?
All right, let's do it. Yeah,
It
final answer.
was Marilyn Monroe.
No.
You should never have doubted yourself.
Right.
That is insane. The most famous actress?
Yeah, 1962. All right, this next one stays with the Mothers for 300 points. While this actor starred in over 90 films while he was alive, in the afterlife, this Duke reportedly can be seen relaxing on board his old yacht, the Wild Goose, one of his favorite possessions.
John Wayne, right?
Yeah, I think it was John Wayne.
I'll support that.
Yeah.
Final
John
answer?
Wayne, final answer?
Yep.
The Duke himself, John Wayne, is correct for 300 points. All right, back over to Sandbox. This is yours for 300. Known for living in the fast lane, this 50s Hollywood icon was killed in a head-on collision in 1955 while driving his beloved Porsche Spider. Afterwards, anyone who came in contact with the car or its parts suffered injuries or death until the vehicle mysteriously disappeared. Who was the celebrity?
Okay, guys. I hope I'm not totally mixing up names. Steve McQueen or right?
Yeah, you put up a very I know this finger.
And you said he.
I trust
Sorry,
that.
I got so excited. You said he died, right?
He was killed in a head-on collision in 1955 while driving his beloved Porsche Spider.
I would say Steve McQueen, guys.
Yeah, too early for Paul Walker, so for sure.
All right,
Lock it
final
in.
answer, Steve McQueen?
Think so?
Sorry,
Yeah.
Sandbox. Steve McQueen is not the correct answer, which means Mothers, you can get another 150 points if you can steal this one.
God, who was the Fonz?
That's Henry Winkler. He's still alive.
Yeah.
Dang it.
It's James Dean, right?
Yeah, James Dean.
Yeah.
Final
James
answer.
Dean, final answer. Yep.
James Dean is correct for 150 points. All right, staying with the Mothers, this question is yours for 300. This founding father seems to be spending his hereafter working on his fancy footwork, as people have reported seeing a statue of him located outside the Philosophical Society in Philadelphia climb down from its pedestal and dance in the streets.
Would it be Ben Franklin? Is that the founding father of that area?
Yeah,
That would make sense. Yeah.
All right.
I go with that.
Lighthearted guy. Yeah, let's go with it.
Final answer is
Benjamin Franklin.
Benjamin Franklin is correct for 300 points. All right, last question of the category. This one goes back over to Sandbox. Sandbox, this is for you. Considered to be one of Hollywood's greatest directors, as well as an accomplished writer, actor, and producer, this celebrity ghost has been spotted at his favorite table at Sweet Lady Jane's restaurant in Hollywood, California, where he was regularly seen in life overindulging in lavish meals before he died of a heart attack in 1985.
Writer, director, producer.
Writer, director, producer, actor. Died of a heart attack in 1985.
Mark,
I might know
right
it.
now-
You
sorry,
think
go ahead,
it's
Andrew.
Is it Orson Welles? You think it's Orson Welles?
Oh, I'm down to go with that. That sounds good to me.
Final answer, Orson Welles?
Okay, let's go with Orson Welles.
Sandbox. Orson Welles is correct for
Oh!
300 points. Nicely done. All right, that is the end of the category. And totaling up the scores right now, I have Sandbox with 1,100 points, but with a commanding lead and enough points to sweep the game. Right now, I have the Mothers with 3,450 points, which means that you are our grand winner for tonight's Halloween Spooktacular. So nicely done, Mothers. And we're going to get with you in just a second. But first, Sandbox, thank you so much for playing tonight. We really hope you had a good time. Thank you for coming out with the costumes. Fantastic. And if there is a way that our fans can follow you, or do you have any shows that are coming up, anything that you'd like to promote for us, or any way that they can see you, Twitter, YouTube?
Yeah, dude, this was so much fun. Thank you for having us. We are an improv group, and since improv festivals are not happening for a little while, you might not be able to catch us. But you can find us all on Instagram. Meredith is in a really funny two-gal sketch group called Ratio Girls. Josh has a killer side project called Mystery Meat with our friend Jordan. Definitely check their stuff out. And for me, I'm just bebopping around here in Brooklyn. You can go to my website. It's huntergardner.com, and that's where all the goofs are.
Awesome, fantastic. We'll send us some links. We'll post them on our Facebook page so the folks at home can like you guys and follow. And thank you again, Sandbox. It was so much fun having you on tonight. But this moves us over to Mothers. Congratulations tonight. You won our Halloween Spooktacular. And you are not going to be leaving tonight empty-handed.
Can I tell them? Hey, can I tell them what they won?
I thought you left.
Yeah, I was gonna leave, but I gotta finish watching that video with you. You know, the one about the cheerleader and what happens with her and her stepbrother.
Okay, no, we don't need that. No, we're good. Why don't you tell the Mothers what they've won?
Oh, yeah, all right. You have won a beautiful lavender bath bomb with a toy inside, like for a child. Which gives me actually a great idea for maybe a toy, but instead of a bath bomb, it's chocolate. What do you think, guys? I think it's a killer idea.
Sounds delightful. Sounds dynamite.
All right, I'll be in your room. Hurry up and finish. I gotta see that video.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Ghost, who haunts my apartment. And a big thank you to Mothers. That bath bomb is yours to keep. We will get that to you in the near future. But in the meantime, where can people find you, follow you, if they want to see more of you?
Well, you can find us on Facebook at The Mothers Comedy, and you can find us on YouTube, Mothers SC. We've also just started to release a podcast, but I'd say the best place to follow us for updates on that would probably be our Facebook page. We're also on Instagram and Twitter. And also, check out the Trustis Theater because they have the Thanksgiving play coming up. They'll be recording it, and it'll be just a great way to both support local theater in Columbia and get to see a really good performance by one of the mothers. Yeah.
Awesome. No, fantastic. Well, that's also great. And once again, be sure to send us some links. We'll make sure we send those along to our folks who maybe aren't from South Carolina, who haven't seen your work before, because you guys are hilarious, and everybody should be checking all of you out, all 6 of you. But in the meantime, a big thank you to everybody who is watching us at home. We really hope you enjoyed our Halloween Spooktacular. If you like the show, please check us out again. We have a very special election show coming up. We usually do Tuesday nights, but next Monday, we're going to be doing something a little different, something so different that even I don't know what it's going to be. Hopefully I get to keep being the host, but that remains to be seen. We'll find out a week from now on Monday night. But until then, be sure to like us, follow us. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or if you just want to say, hey, you can always email us at quarantinethegameshow@gmail.com, or you can find us on Facebook at Quarantine Game Show. Make sure you just check out the page. We got all of our old sketches. We come up with new ones every week, so be sure you don't miss out. And in the meantime, a happy and safe Halloween to everybody out there who is watching. And as we say every week, stay safe, stay sane, and take care of each other. Thank you all so much, and have a great night.